The future of journalism: how technology is redefining the news industry. The future of journalism: how technology is redefining the news industry. From the rise of social media to the increasing use of artificial intelligence, there are many different ways that technology is currently changing the way we consume and produce news. In this article, we will explore some of these trends and try to unpack what they might mean for the future of journalism. The rise of social media. The rise of social media has been one of the most transformative trends in the news industry in recent years. This has led to a fracturing of the news landscape, as people increasingly turn to social media to get their news rather than relying on traditional sources. While this trend has some obvious benefits, such as increased access to a wider range of perspectives on news events, it also has its drawbacks. Social media is notorious for the spread of misinformation, tie-in and hoaxes, and many experts worry that this problem will only get worse as more people turn to social media for their news. It is also unclear how this trend will affect the business models of traditional news organizations, many of which rely on advertising revenue to survive. The role of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, AI, is another technology that is rapidly changing the news industry. Many news organizations are now using AI to automate various tasks, such as curating news content or summarizing news articles. AI systems can also be used to help predict which stories will be of most interest to readers, allowing news organizations to prioritize their coverage more effectively. While AI has many potential benefits, there are also some concerns about its use in the news industry. One major concern is that it could lead to the further polarization of news content, as AI algorithms may naturally prioritize content that aligns with readers' existing beliefs and opinions. There are also concerns about the potential loss of jobs in the news industry as more tasks are automated. The importance of data journalism. Data journalism is another trend that is rapidly changing the news industry. With the rise of big data, journalists are increasingly turning to data analysis to uncover and communicate important stories. Data journalism involves using data sets to identify trends, draw conclusions, and communicate complex information to readers. Data journalism has many benefits, including the ability to identify patterns and trends that might not be immediately visible to the human eye. It can also help to make complex information more accessible to a wider audience. However, data journalism also requires specific skills, such as data analysis and statistical knowledge, which not all journalists possess. As a result, there is a risk that data journalism may further exacerbate the divide between those who have access to these skills and resources and those who do not. The future of journalism. So, what does all of this mean for the future of journalism? At this point, it is clear that technology will play an increasingly important role in the news industry in the years to come. The rise of social media, AI, and data journalism all represent major shifts in the way we produce and consume news. One potential outcome of these trends is the further fragmentation of the news landscape. As more people turn to social media for their news, traditional news organizations may struggle to maintain their audience share. At the same time, the increasing use of AI and data journalism may result in news content that is tailored to specific audiences, potentially exacerbating existing divisions within society. Another potential outcome is that we will see a rise in new types of journalism that are more suited to the digital age. For example, we may see more interactive news content that allows readers to engage with stories in new ways. We may also see news organizations experiment with new revenue models, such as subscription-based services or micropayments. As we consider the potential impact of technology on the future of journalism, it's important to remember that the way we consume news is already changing rapidly. The rise of mobile devices and the increasing availability of high-speed internet have made it easier than ever for people to access news content from anywhere at any time. This shift in consumer behavior has already had significant implications for the news industry. At the same time, new players are entering the market, disrupting established business models and challenging the dominance of legacy media companies. Digital native outlets like Vice and BuzzFeed They built large audiences by creating content that resonates with younger, more digitally savvy readers. As these trends continue to evolve, it's likely that we will see further changes in the way news is produced, distributed, and consumed. One area where the impact of technology on journalism has been particularly pronounced is in the realm of citizen journalism. With the rise of smartphones and other mobile devices, anyone can capture and share news events in real time, without the need for traditional news organizations to act as intermediaries. While citizen journalism has many benefits, such as increased access to diverse perspectives and greater transparency, it also has some drawbacks. Citizen journalists may not have the same level of training and expertise as professional journalists, which can lead to inaccuracies or biased reporting. Additionally, the ease of sharing news content on social media can sometimes lead to the spread of misinformation and fake news. Another area where technology is having a significant impact on journalism is in the realm of virtual and augmented reality. With VR and AR technology becoming more advanced and accessible, news organizations are beginning to experiment with new ways of telling stories and engaging audiences. For example, some news organizations have used VR technology to create immersive documentaries that allow viewers to experience news events from a first-person perspective. While the use of VR and AR in journalism is still in its early stages, there is potential for this technology to revolutionize the way we consume and engage with news content. By creating more immersive and interactive experiences, news organizations may be able to attract new audiences and provide a deeper understanding of complex news events. To achieve this, it will be essential for news organizations to focus on building strong relationships with their audiences and creating content that is engaging, informative, and thought-provoking. This may require a shift away from traditional formats and a greater emphasis on creating content that is optimized for social media and other digital platforms. This may involve investing in fact-checking and verification tools, as well as collaborating with other organizations to build a more robust and reliable information ecosystem. In addition to these challenges, the news industry will also need to consider the ethical implications of new technologies, particularly as they relate to data privacy and AI. As more personal data is collected and analyzed in the pursuit of news stories, there is a risk that individuals' privacy could be compromised. Similarly, there are concerns about bias and discrimination in AI algorithms, which could have a significant impact on the fairness and accuracy of news content. Thanks for watching.